Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 17, and welcome back to the Western Shore. It is the 6th day of summer. It is the day after we started our potato harvest last episode, and this is what we have to show for it. We have about 100,000 liters of potatoes from one field, and our pigs at their peak, when we have 150, 140 pigs down at the pig farm, they eat about 1,000 liters of potato per day as a component of their total diet. This isn't their whole diet, but about 1,000 liters per day, 24-day seasons, right? Represents about 4 years of food for the pigs. That's going to be important in this episode. We're going to talk about a lot of finance and farm management stuff, things that have been on my mind. Let's take a look at the map. That's not the map. That's the map. Mo better. Right, so we brought all our canola in. We got about 90,000 liters. We brought our wheat in. We got about 24,000 liters. We brought our potatoes in. We got 100,000 liters. Off camera, I went ahead and threw manure on all the canola fields, the wheat field, the potato field that we harvested. We have another one over here that we have not harvested yet. And field 6-3 is our new field that we just bought. These all have hard manure on them, and we've got some tractors teed up at various places around the map. And as we get to those, we're going to get them started, getting all these fields turned under. Because we're running the hard manure mod, this will count as a double layer of fert once we get it folded in. That's the plan. That's the plan. Right, so this is our subsoiler. We're going to use this on our new field that we bought when we get there. But it's on the far side of the map, so like I said, we're going to work our way across. So here's what's going on with potatoes. Like I said, 4 years of food. Well, the logical thing would be to sell some of the extra, because a lot's going to happen in the next 4 years, right? We don't need that much pig food. We don't, but we only get about 100 pounds per ton for potatoes. So if we sold half that, we'd get about $5 grand. At the worst time, when we were buying pig food, we were spending like 20,000 pounds a day on pig food. So $5K in that context is really not a lot of money. I think it makes more sense to keep the potatoes as pig food. Right, so we'll get our JCB going first. Hop right in here. Course play. We want to do field work here, and this is field 5-9. Field 5-9. This thing is not 14 meters wide. Sort that out. Let's do 2 headlands. We'll do them after. No islands. Generate a course. Thank you very much. Where's our start point? Right over there. So the reason that's on my mind is we've got a whole other potato field. But the potato field that we harvested with the trailed ropa, that took like 4 hours of real time. Because that trailed ropa in particular, and a lot of potato harvesters, they don't do well with either a smart worker or a dumb worker. So I did almost that whole field manually. And, hang on, passed right by it. And, furthermore, we have a pretty small trailer. So we were making a lot of trips back and forth. Now we brought our potatoes down to Blockwell. And I did realize, too late after the fact, I did realize there was another shed on the pig farm where we could have put those potatoes. And we will, I might cart them down there, bring them down one load at a time. I don't know, we'll figure something out. Turn this off. We're going to start at the first waypoint. There we go. Oh, and I never did fix the light in this thing. For some reason, the way the lights are set up, it's like there's an overhead spotlight lighting up the whole tractor. I don't care for that. I need to go in and fix that. All right, so we'll confirm that this is working okay. We'll head down to our next tractor. So what I'm getting at is the next potato field, in theory, will take even longer if we do it with the trailed harvester, which we can lease for $12,000, or if we do it with the self-propelled harvester. Good Lord, that's $37,000 to lease. That field is, let's say it's half again as big as the potato field that we brought in. Potato field that we brought in is 100,000 liters. At 100 per, it's about 10 grand. That other potato field, then, if it's half again as big, say we get 15,000. Right? If we lease the self-propelled harvester, we lose 22 grand. If we just lease the trailed harvester, the Ropa, then we break even, right? We lease that thing for $12,000, we sell potatoes for $15,000. And we spend hours and hours and hours doing it. Best case scenario, we break even. I think the smart thing to do might be to plow those potatoes under. I hate to do that, but am I wrong? I mean, we've got 4 years of pig food. We don't need that. Or 4 years of the potato component of pig food. So we don't need that. And we can't sell it for money. The problem is I just didn't know what the yield would be for potatoes, and I didn't know how many we would need for pigs. I know both those things now, and I know we sort of don't need those potatoes. And I think that's going to be what we do. Now, the other advantage that we'll get from that is we can get that field sort of back in play, and we can get winter wheat in there, because obviously we're not going to plant potatoes again next coming season. There's no winter potatoes, so we wouldn't plant them this year. But we're not going to plant potatoes next spring. There's no reason to. This is field 4-9. Field 4-9. We're doing field work right over here. 4-9. Right, like that. Like that. We'll go 3 because this thing's pretty narrow. This is leased, by the way. The one that you saw down on the JCB is the one that we own. This one is leased. Right. Top left corner. Okay, here we go. So, and that leads to something else, which is if we're not putting in potatoes, then we definitely want to put in wheat. Now, we bought another field to plant wheat in, right? But we're going to need more than that, because one field gave us 25,000. We're almost out of wheat already, right? It's going that quickly between the cows and the pigs. So we don't need twice as much having a second field. We need 4 times as much. So our 2 potato fields are going to become wheat fields. And the quicker we can get those into play and get winter wheat into them, the better. We have one already, it's been harvested, and it has manure on it. And our other potato field, if we turn it under, we can just throw manure on that and use the cultivators that we have leased and available to get that field prepped as well. And we're going to put, maybe not next episode, because I think we'll be harvesting corn if we can sneak in between the rainstorms. But I want to get winter canola and winter wheat in absolutely as soon as possible. So that's what's going on with potatoes. You know, live and learn. We're just figuring things out on this farm. And I haven't really been into root crops like ever, in the same way that I've never really been into pigs. So I'm kind of learning my way around both these. Now, we are still selling pigs for about $75,000 net per day. And again, with those numbers, we want to have food for them, but we're making so much money from pigs that if we did occasionally have to buy a little bit of food, that's fine. I just don't want to have, I mean, what would we even do with potatoes? I don't know how you make money with potatoes. Now, I said in the past, I don't know how you make money with pigs, and then sort of magically we were just making money with pigs. Get this lined up right about here. So it could be that there's a trick to root crops, and I just don't know it. But if I did know it, I'd be able to make money with them. All right, so go right there. And let's keep an eye on this for a minute. Make sure everything's going okay. Seems good so far. So, yep, it's unfortunate, you know, but I think we made a mistake, and we can either undo that mistake now, right? Or we can compound that mistake and make another one on top of it. I think renting the self-propelled would compound that mistake. And then the only other scenario would be to use the trailed ropa and spend 5 or 6 hours harvesting that field for really no gain. We'd spend 5 or 6 hours and break even. Whereas we could spend 30 minutes plowing it under and get wheat in there. So, yep, that is going to be the play. And we'll just confirm. You know me in course play. I trust course play, but I don't trust course play. I love course play, but I do not love course play. And we also need to think about, I don't know if we want to turn a grass field under and make another canola field. We may. Because grass work is taking up so much of our time, and because we'll be able to pay down our debt and be profitable just with pigs, if we get a third cut in, Well, I know we'll get a third cut, but I don't know how much of it we'll be able to protect from the rain and get down there for silage. Take it down to the BGA. But whatever the amount is, that will just be sort of gravy because the pigs will pay off our debt. So do we want to sort of forego some of that grass that takes a lot of time and effort and maybe put in 1 or 2 more canola fields or 1 canola and 1 wheat and continue to focus on feeding the pigs and taking care of them? So a lot of options. We don't need to sort all this stuff out right this minute, but it is something to think about in the next couple episodes. And then corn is... there are 2 headers that I know will fit our little TX. It does not come with, from the Modern Classics DLC, it does not come with its own header. Well, it comes with its own cereal header, but not its own corn header. There are 2 that I think we can use. One is a 4-row, one is a 6-row. Either way, those 2 fields are gigantic. And with a 4-row or a 6-row, it's going to take a long time to bring that corn in. And that is, again, we need to work between the rain showers, because you can see first 4 days of autumn. Hang on a minute. Why is the 5600 slipping? Let's get this parked up and we'll go see what's going on with the 5600. Sir? So we won't just be able to... I don't think we need to worry about the corn withering. I think we just need to worry about when we'll be able to get into a field while the crop is dry and actually get corn brought in. And we need to do that soon because we had a little bit stored down at Blockwell, but we've since used that. So we don't have any corn to feed the pigs. All right. I guess I could have just backed up in the T-dub. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Sometimes things escape me. What could the little Massey Ferguson be slipping on? It's caught in a tree or something. Courseplay ran it like off the edge of the field, as it does, and now it is bound up in a tree somewhere. But we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. At least the JCB is still moving. I hope. All right. In this area that we operate in here, Bramble Lane, it's fairly compact. I really do like that the map is very big, very spread out. I hear it. Oh, it's not slipping. It's just moving very slowly. Oh, yeah. Do we need to turn the 4-wheel drive on? I could probably just jump over this hedge. I don't need to go to the gate. And yet, that wonderful OCD. I love it. All right. Do we need to turn the 4-wheel drive on in Courseplay? We probably do. A drive control override. Not a big deal. I mean, it is moving. It would get there eventually, as long as it didn't run out of fuel. All right. Oh, Farm Sim. Yep. So if we go here now, we go right here. There we go. Just like that. Well, that was easy. All right. So now, is he really going to go back to the gate? Yeah. Yeah, he really is. It's, I don't know, man. That's just the way it is. But you know what? That's, that attention to detail. There are some clients that I've worked with that really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to hop in the 1255. The cultivator that is on the 5600 is leased. The cultivator that you saw just very quickly as we ran past the 1255, that is leased. The cultivator that is on the JCB, you know, we own that, and then the subsoiler or plow, I don't know, Farm Sim sort of overlaps those 2 types of tools. But the subsoiler that is on the T-dub, we own that as well. So we leased 2 little cultivators. And everything is more realistic. It's all from the ITS pack, I believe, and then I dropped in a more realistic XML. So this one, as an example, draws 90 horsepower, and this tractor is 125. So should be okay. Might not move super quickly, but should be okay. So we'll get this going. We'll hop back in the T-dub, take that over to our new field, get that started, and that should take us, well, it'll definitely be the end of the episode, but hopefully we'll be at about 30 minutes as well. Right. This is field 5-5. Turn that off. Course play, field work, 5-5. All right, like so. Fairly narrow. We'll go 3 headlands. After, generate. It's the first time we've used this tractor with course play, so we'll need to set some things up once we get rolling. And the start point looks like it's up on top. Is it just me, or does it seem like course play is very often, not every time, but very often starting routes at the top of a hill? I don't know if that is like built in. I don't know if they're able to factor that in, but it seems that way. It could just be confirmation bias. I might be imagining that. All right, so we're going to drive at the first waypoint. We'll turn this off. Drive course. Stop when done. Let's slow some speeds down a little bit here. Slow, I said. There you go. Okay. All right, so that seems to be working just fine. That's all good. We said stop when you're done. Speed limits are good. And no four-wheel drive on this tractor, so we will not activate that. Okay, cool. Yeah, the ITS, all the Lemkin stuff from that ITS pack, they are very, the animations are very, very slow, which I really do like. I really do. I know equipment doesn't move super quick in real life. I mean, sometimes it does, but you know what I mean. For the most part, hydraulics and hydroelectric, piezoelectric, pneumatic, yeah, all that stuff. It tends to be a little bit more controlled movement. It doesn't just snap into place. So when things move very slowly like that, I do like it. All right, and I think the quickest way to do this, so we don't drive against traffic on Bramble Lane, and also because we're pretty close to, I mean, our fields are creeping down toward town. We're all the way out to the highway here at the end of the lane, and then after we make this left and pass under the railroad tracks to get to our new field, we're just about at the traffic circle down near town. So we're making our way down toward the sea as we expand the empire. And like we talked about last episode, I think that makes the most sense. We're just going to keep growing as we have to until we get to a point where I just don't have the hours to keep the farm operating in that current capacity. When we get to that point, I have no idea what we'll do. We'll just come up with a new plan. And there's also the possibility that Bullet Bill will update this map in a way that we can't use our save game, and then we'll just start again. And in a way, I would almost welcome that, because it would mean we could start over from scratch with one tractor on a new part of the map that we've certainly never worked on before, but possibly never even seen before. I mean, we've been around the map, but we haven't really, there's some places that we've just driven through quickly and didn't really stop to explore. So I would not mind that at all. Right, we don't own this field on the right. We do own this field right up here in front of us, and this is field 6-3. So we'll get this going. 20 minutes, perfect. Right, course play, field work, field 6-3. Like so. 2. Thank you very much. Generate a course for me. Beautiful. And where's this one start? Right up here. So yeah, I think 4 wheat fields is the way to go. Theoretically, that would give us, one would hope, 4x the wheat that we have now. We have 25,000 liters. We definitely need more than that. 100,000 liters of wheat might be just about right. I don't even know if the 88,000 liters of canola is going to be enough. Pigs are, they have quite an appetite. Although they're making us a lot of money. I feel like pigs, on this map at least, they're almost like silage on a lot of other maps where it just makes you a ton of money. All right. Put this here. First waypoint. to work. Speeds are good. And on that note, I think we can call it. Yep. And this is, yeah, this is leaving a plow texture, so it is a plow rather than a subsoiler. There you have it. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 17. This is the Western Shore. We'll see you next time. Take care now.